Hello there, and I'm here with MPowerU Coaching and Transformational Therapy. I recently did a video on unresolved energy. Towards the end of that video, I began thinking about the personal accountability. It's so easy to point fingers at what's going on elsewhere outside of us. Who did what, who said what, who's making decisions that affects us, and all of the layers, the opinions of other people, the tone of someone's conversation. One of my big things was having conversation with people who had a condescending tone. That would set me off almost as fast as straight blatant disrespect. So those were those were two of the things that were triggers of mine in my journey. And specifically enough, those were the things that I had to transform so that I'm no longer triggered by someone else's behavior. So that is a mouthful all by itself, because it's not an easy thing to do, to ignore someone when they're deliberately or seemingly deliberately attempting to trigger you. So the bigger part of this conversation is the way we receive the information, the story we're telling ourselves in the midst of the exchange or the event, the activity, the conversation. What's the story that we're telling ourselves? It's easy to just say, you know what, you're just disrespectful. That's a judgment. That's a whole nother video, but that's part of the problem. The story we're telling ourselves about what the person is doing or saying. Again, breaking it down, understanding that if we take into account our perception has everything to do with the way we engage, then we can focus again within ourselves. What is it that's going on inside of me? Not just what I'm feeling now. That's one layer of it. That's one step. That's one part. What am I feeling inside about what's happening? What are the facts of what's occurring? So, for example, if I get a text, I read the text, I get angry because of what's in the text. The fact of the matter is, I got angry because I received a text. Those are the facts. If you don't know the backstory, that's the end of it. Those are just the facts. And if we just deal with the facts, now, okay, so now I'm upset. Why am I upset? What is upsetting me? Is it the person that sent me the text? Is it what I perceive the tone is of the text? Because it's just words. But as I shared before, everything is energy. So the energy that's coming from the words that have been transmitted in the phone, that translation, that perception lies within me. Okay? So now I received a text, I'm upset. Now I have to deal with what I'm feeling. And if I don't label it and simply resolve that first, and that's a process, guys. That's a process. That's what I help with in MPowerU Coaching and Transformational Therapy. All of that is part of the approach. My approach to coaching is personal responsibility, personal accountability for what it is that is going on inside. So I have something's brewing inside of me. If I don't name it, anger, fury, frustration, abandonment, disrespect, condescension, if I don't label it and I simply resolve it first, then I read the text. And now I can make a decision. Does it even apply to me? Does it require a response? Is it something that the person does frequently, or is this out of character? What question can I ask to clear up our communication? Hey, what did you mean by that? Are you okay? Did you mean to send that text to me? Let me get back to you. I don't know what to say. There are many ways to respond so as not to add to the energy that's been created within you from the words on the phone. These are things that I have practiced. It takes time, but I promise you, it is so worth it because there have been so many miscommunications between people based on a perception. For example, from a book I read some time ago called The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, there's a story. I'm going to attempt to share it with you from memory. And it's been some time, but it had such a profound effect. It had such a profound effect on my perspective, on recognizing that we never know the whole story. No matter who you got it from, you never have the whole story. That's just the way it is. You can't have all the whole story. Even if you were there, your perspective very easily could be different from the person sitting right next to you, seeing the exact same thing, receiving the same thing through their own eyes. So imagine being in this story where you are a passenger on the train. You just had a long day at work. It's at 5 o'clock, rush hour. You can't wait to get home. You're tired. And this man gets on the train with 3 or 4 children. Young children, under 10. And the children are playing on the train and they're bumping into people and they're on the seats and off the seats and, just being rambunctious, just being children. But, if it's been a long day and you're tired, patience runs short in those scenarios. And so after about 5 or 10 minutes of this, someone kind of goes to the dad and is like, why don't you control the children? Why don't you control your children? People are tired. They're bumping into people. Everybody's tired, man. Could you just have the kids sit down? So now this is 10 minutes of people probably not saying anything, rolling their eyes. And again, think about it. How would you have reacted? The man looks at him and says, well, we just left the hospital. And I don't have the heart to tell the children that mother passed away and she won't be coming home. As I read those words, and I'm choking up now, guys. As I read those words, it occurred to me that would change the entire energy for everyone on the train, realizing that in just moments, maybe a few hours, if you can, distract them long enough, in a matter of hours, their lives would change forever with the knowledge that they weren't going to have their mom ever again. So the perception of things makes all the difference in the energy that we bring to a moment. That is a personal responsibility, recognizing that we very rarely know the whole story. And if we move that way, then we can ask better questions. Then we can reserve judgment. And we can also avoid a lot of confusion and misunderstanding. That's my talk for today. We're still having this Saturday emotional wellness workshops. Please like and share, subscribe to the channel. If you haven't already, please hit that button to subscribe and the bell so you'll know and be notified when I upload a new video or when I go live. I just might get there one day. But thank you for listening, guys. Please like and share, subscribe if you haven't already, and register for one of the Saturday sessions. They're free all January 2022. If you missed the free sessions in January of 2022, you are still entitled to one free session. Please register, join us, and let me know what you think of it. Thanks for sharing this moment with me, Naima, and I'll see you guys in the next video.